Good morning, everyone. We have made it to day 8. Day 8. Oh my God, day 7. Okay, so I might have to film both of them right now. So this has been anchoring your inner sovereignty, right? A space where we collectively come together and, receive the transmissions, receive the messages, part church, part healing, energy work. Like there's a lot of things happening on a lot of levels with us together. And it's interesting because today is the first day that I got the title of the class before, or like the church class, whatever service, like all the things that this is. I don't even know how to categorize it. Before I came on. And the title is, oh man, I don't even remember it now, but it'll come to me when I type it. But I remember the theme. The theme is about spiritual U-turns. It's about like the practice is to keep practicing. The recommitment, the practice of recommitting every time. And I think when we endeavor to take back our power, or consciously like own all of our being, our divinity, who we are, like come out of these paradigms, there's a period of time, and I think some folks, some teachers, some practitioners, masters would even argue it's ongoing, but I think take what's for you, leave what's not, right? Like this is that's what this is about, what resonates for you. That there is a constant like recommitment, right? Like when you're changing habits, when you're anchoring in, like coming out of running your energy where you're giving away your power, giving away, externalizing and internalizing, resourcing directly from the divine. So I just feel called to say that. I like my glasses, but I see a lot of reflection stuff, so I'm gonna take that off. So it's like it was distracting me. That's gonna be the theme. We're gonna get into that. I have cards, right? We're gonna have some fun, and see what else comes through from the divine. But before we keep going, and I keep talking because I definitely drank a little bit of coffee this morning, so I'm like ready to go. Let's take some breaths. Let's breathe wherever you are. I feel like for some of you, you're like, yeah, I'm down with this high up. And some of you are like, whoa, this is a lot. Wherever you are, honor that. Hand on heart, hand on tummy. Big deep breath. In through the mouth, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Maybe sigh, make some noise, emote, whatever comes to you. Again, big deep breath in, inhale all the way, elongate the spine, lean back, sit in the hip bones, and out. And last breath together, coming into sacred space. Beautiful. I'm feeling called to have us press our palms together, thumbs to heart center. We're going to activate the thymus gland and just give thanks. Drop in. You are where you're supposed to be. Whether this is your first time ever seeing a video in this series, or you've been starting from the beginning, you are perfectly aligned, and this is for you. Trust your intuition and guidance, right? There is no one like you, no other version of you that exists in this embodiment this way. Giving thanks to yourself for all that you've done right? Even though we can argue all of it was right? Seemingly. But all you've done to get you to this moment. How perfect and aligned and synchronized you are, beloved. Deep breath in. Press, and out through the mouth. Honoring you all on this journey. We've made it to a week. It's so crazy. It's been so intense energetically. I don't know how it is for y'all, but I think that's what it is. It's like when you commit, it's like, all right, do you really commit? Are you really going to do this? How does this look? And so the first message is, I think this came out earlier, but this really spoke to me when I opened it, was if I follow my inner wisdom, I'm at peace with my own being. Right? If you follow your own inner wisdom, you are at peace with your being. The practice of recommitment. That's what this is about today. Recommitting to your inner wisdom, recommitting to the divine, the higher power, benevolent, pure source, God, right? This literally, this is it. Like, this is literally, you can do that anytime, anywhere, you know, like, you are always in connection with the divine. It's just, are you conscious of your connection with the divine? I know that for a lot of us in coping habits, addiction stuff, and giving away our power, being addicted to giving away our power could even be a thing, you know, like, and you could see, like, that's the theme. It's not so much about like the behavioral choices that you've made. Okay, message is just coming, guys, so I'm just gonna go with it. Okay, receive what's for you. It's the theme of constantly giving away your power in different circumstances, different situations with different people. And yeah, just different, like, I'm just seeing, like, on different levels with yourself, with others, different parts of life, jobs, family, money, like relationships, with anything, to be honest. Like, that's the core theme. And to be honest, for a lot of our collective, that is the core theme. Like, if we're really getting down to it, because, you know, this message is coming, so I'm just going to keep going. It's like, you really don't, we've been gifted to steward a lot of gifts in this lifetime, collective, family, soul fam, right? We've been gifted to steward a lot of consciousness, a lot of understanding, a lot of wisdom, right? We have access to a lot of wisdom, access to the divine, infinite access. And that is been entrusted to us because we are trustworthy, because we are worthy, because we are able. And so when part of, like, I just think, like, the journey is learning to honor and hone those gifts, wield those gifts with reverence, with responsibility. And you know, I think, like, it's just the part of the growth process is what I'm getting. Like, I'm just getting this feeling of, like, this has just been what it's been for us, whatever it's looked like for you. But there's, like, a collective energetic, like, similarity between us all, where it's like this, like, you know, coming of age, coming of growing into, maturing into who we truly are. And it's been part of the process, is what I'm getting. That we haven't done anything wrong, you know? But that's where the recommitment practice comes in, where it's like that commitment to recommitment. Isn't that interesting? That's interesting. It's coming. The recommitment to commitment is what has gotten us here. That commitment to truth, that commitment to the divine, that commitment to our paths, like, and recommitting constantly, no matter, I feel someone, like, feeling a lot. I just saw streams of tears, and that is okay. I love you. I'm so honored to be a conduit for that, you know, to share this with you and to speak it so plainly, you know, because it takes a lot of recommitment for this stuff to get ingrained, and then, you know, it to just be normal, and it becomes our new normal, and we never have to go back the same way there again, right? Even though we're finding ourselves in this time and place when I'm filming, a lot of us are, like, kind of feeling like we're going backwards, but it's just the finishing of things in a way that we don't need to always completely understand, you know? It's more passing of tests, if anything else, right? Because we constantly are being tested, and, like, how are we responding to the situation? How are we responding to the circumstances? Has our soul grown? Has our soul evolved? Yeah, okay. Jesus is, like, I just felt Jesus and saw 9/11, for those of you that know the connection with Jesus. And so we're going to get a message from him. Yeah. Walk by faith, not by sight. We're on page 74, and Jesus Calling. Walk by faith, not by sight, as you take steps of faith depending on me. I will show you how much I can do for you. If you live your life too safely, you will never know the thrill of seeing me work through you. When I gave you my spirit, I empowered you to live beyond your natural ability and strength. That's why it is so wrong to measure your energy level against the challenges ahead of you. The issue is not your strength, but mine, which is limitless. By walking close to me, you can accomplish my purposes and my strength. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's like that, almost like, I feel like some people feel like they didn't have faith or didn't have trust, but you lived by faith, you lived by trust, whether you realized it or not. Like, you took leaps, you're taking leaps, you're moving and doing things that, you know, you're being guided to do, and you don't understand, without harm, right? Always without harm. And you're walking by faith, whether you realized it or not. You know, it's bringing to mind, I remember way at the beginning of this, consciously, right? Because one could also argue we've been doing this all our lives, since even before we got here in our bodies, this kind of work, that I had a really big epiphany that because there was a period of time where I didn't believe in God, or I said I didn't believe in God. And I truly, believed that I didn't believe in God. I was like, there's no God, right? I was upset, I was angry, all those things, and blaming God and not understanding how things worked. And I realized that there was something I had always believed in. Like, there was a version of faith that I had always had. And I remember when I realized that, it made me cry so much, like that version of me, because it was a beautiful thing to realize, like, even when I didn't think I believed, I really did. I was just angry. I was just mad. I was just confused and hurt, and projecting all the things that I wasn't ready to handle about my own choices and my own being onto God. And that's okay. That was where I was. This is a very, very young version of me that I'm thinking about. And so, what a beautiful message, right? That it's not about measuring our energy levels. It's about measuring the divines, right? Like, it's about measuring God's power, and God's power is infinite. So it's not up to us. I saw 12:12 again, 12:13. It's up to the divine and our connection with the divine. As long as we're recommitting and committing to that connection, you are limitless, you are protected, you are continuing on the path that you signed up to continue on. So that's really beautiful, family. Woo, there's a lot. Today is interesting. I just feel like I'm going but maybe that's what we need. Oh man, okay, fine. I just got this card. I let my light shine. Just shine. Yeah, I am my own unique self. These are really good affirmations for today if you want to use these. Everyone is unique and different. If we are like other people, then we are not expressing our specialness. How beautiful that we're all different and unique. I am wonderful. I rejoice in the truth of my being. I accept it as so and let it be. That's really beautiful. Today almost feels shorter. Okay, we're going to keep going. There's more cards here. Okay, all right, got it, guys. They're like, keep going. We're just going to do a whole bunch of affirmations. Just receive. I rise above all limitations. When I am ready to make positive changes in my life, I attract whatever I need to help me. I accept all of myself. The work I do on myself is not a goal, it is a process, a lifetime process. I choose to enjoy the process. I let go of the past with ease. I trust the process of life. I affirm that I am now willing to release the need for any negative situation and conditions. I affirm now that I am willing to release the need for any negative situations and conditions. I affirm now that I am ready to release the need for any negative situations and conditions. Big deep breath in. Beautiful. And out through the mouth. Oh, I just feel it. Feel it all coming in. Everything I need comes to me in the perfect time. Everything I need comes to me in the perfect time. I relax and enjoy life. I know that whatever I need to know is revealed to me in the perfect time, space, sequence. Big deep breath in and out. Just being in your body, feeling any sensations, maybe holding hand to heart. Wow, that was beautiful. That felt so good. Felt like one of the readings for today. Yeah, just trusting. A lot of trusting. But we're doing that every day, right? All right, let's see what the languages of letting go has for us. Ooh, how beautiful. Owning our power. Okay, languages of letting go, page 148. Owning our power. We don't have to give others so much power and ourselves so little. We don't have to give others so much credit and ourselves so little. In recovery from codependency, we learned there's a big difference between humility and discounting ourselves. When others act irresponsibly and attempt to blame their problems on us, we no longer feel guilty. We let them face their own consequences. When others talk nonsense, we don't question our own thinking. When others try to manipulate or exploit us, we know it's okay to feel anger and distrust and to say no to the plan. When others tell us that we want something that we really don't want, or someone tells us that we don't want something that we really do want, we trust ourselves. When others tell us things we don't believe, we know it's okay to trust our instincts. We can even change our mind later. We don't have to give up our personal power to anyone. We don't have to give up our personal power to anyone. Not strangers, friends, spouses, lovers, children, authority figures, or those over whom we're in authority. People may have things to teach us. They may have more information than we have and may appear more confident or forceful than we feel. But we are equals. Our magic is not in them. Our magic, our light, is in us. And it is as bright a light as theirs. We are not second-class citizens. By owning our power, we don't have to become aggressive or controlling. We don't have to discount others. But we don't have to discount ourselves either. Today, I will own my power with people. I will let myself know what I know, feel what I feel, believe what I believe, and see what I see. I will be open to changing and learning from others and experience, but I will trust and validate myself too. I will stand in my own truth. I'm going to put this affirmation in the description box for us today. What a beautiful reading. Especially on today, like day 7, like recommitment, like a week of doing this work together. Feels so perfect, you know? It's interesting because it brings up that concept of lack and like scarcity mindsets, and how scarcity mindsets and lack are not just with money, you know? It's not just with resources. It's also with power and how we perceive power, right? Which would, I guess we could even say is a version of resource and energy. You could if you needed to, if that makes sense for you, but I don't want to oversimplify. But it's the same thing in terms of like how it occurs in that realm where we think like there's only finite amount of power, and in like any kind of situation, in a relationship, in a partnership, for example, like only one person can have like the power or the authority. And that's really not true. You know, like both people can be in their own power and fountaining out their own power and it not affect the other person. The other person doesn't have to be littler or be bigger. They can just be whatever they are, you know, and you don't have to discount yourself to make other people feel like they're in their power, because that's actually still a version of manipulation and still fake, to be honest. It's inauthentic, because that it's you having to play a certain role for that person to feel like they're in their own power or in power. And the moment you stop playing that role, then that's when things get all messy, and like that person really didn't learn how to own and center in their own power, you know? And there's yeah, my earrings are coming off. There's nuances to that, you know? Like there's definitely nuances, so please take that like with grains of salt, cups of salt, like how it applies, but just to explain the underlying energetics of this, right? And that may not apply to every relationship. Like there are places where, okay, this is coming. There are places where, you know, if you're operating at a certain frequency, it can be kinder to turn it down a little bit, just so that you're not hurting or bothering other people in certain spaces, but not all the time. And you're doing it from a place of conscious choice, not unconscious giving away of your power. It's conscious kindness almost, instead of unconsciously just giving away your power to receive something in return, acceptance or validation or comfort, because you feel like you're not making other people uncomfortable. But that's different than consciously, you know, being aware and being in charge of your energy and your field and knowing how to work it and run it to be, you know, appropriate for others. Yeah, that's coming through. Okay. Yeah, so I hope that's making sense with okay. Let's see what else. Is there anything else? Not everyone is going to understand these things. It's not for everyone to understand. So you have to, like we started in the beginning, trust your instincts, trust yourself, trust the divine. Your best guide is like your benevolent guide, like your benevolent God, like, you know, like your pure connection to source, and growing like that inner connection and inner guide. And not everyone's going to understand. And sometimes people are working in a paradigm where they can't even see any of the stuff we're talking about, you know? And that's okay. Yeah, that's totally okay. That's not personal. It's not your job to make people understand. It is your job to live in integrity and to own your personal power, and to see that everyone is unique and that everyone has gifts, and that people do change, people do evolve. And, you know, we can't assume things about other people. I mean, we can, but it won't really get you that far. And it says your assumptions say more about yourself than other people. I don't know, it's kind of weird the way the energy is going. It's kind of shifted a little. So I think I'm going to pull some cards, pull us back from whatever that is. We're going to clear that. It's not ours to deal with. Yeah. Love is a many-splendored thing, as the popular song goes. When we have surrendered all the resistances to love and let go of the negative feelings that block it, then the world is radiate with the splendor of love. Yeah. Start the day by surrendering your thoughts and feelings about your expectations. Picture the way you would like it to go and let go of all of negative thoughts that would interfere with things going that way. Then, at the end of the day, sit down and surrender anything that came up that you overlooked or didn't have time to pay attention to. This is called cleaning up, which may help you sleep better. Cool practice. Yeah, so it's about like starting your day with surrendering your thoughts, having a great day, putting that out. And then at the end of the day, almost like a form of self-forgiveness, almost like another form of surrender where we just like put everything down that we didn't do, or did do, or whatever came up that's coming up for you. Okay. All right. So okay. The earrings keep falling off, so I'm going to leave them off. We're just going to sit here together. Okay. So you can come into a moment of silence. Moment of forgiveness. Eyes open, eyes closed. Maybe perhaps you're doing a scan of where you are. What's in your room? What are you around? What do you see? Breathe in deep. Hand on heart, dropping in. There are relationships in our lives that we no longer want to hold on to. Relationships where maybe the other people still want to hold on or feel entitled or ownership to you. Taking deep breaths in. If you can go there today, I would like us to offer forgiveness and love to those situations at the higher realms. So just sending love to the highest part of that person, situation, groups of people. Intention is enough here. And then sending love to yourself for your part in those situations, for your part in however long you played out these games, paradigms of giving away your power. And recommitting, right? We can disconnect from people and still wish them well, It doesn't have to be this like, this person is bad, this person is good. It just simply doesn't align anymore. It's not personal. Big deep breath in, sending love to ourselves, accepting this. Golden orbs, Christ light. Beautiful. It's a lot of forgiveness, right? Sending love to the world. Seeing the world. Beautiful healing light, golden Christ light all around the world. Praying that everyone comes into their own personal power. Connecting with the divine, remembering their true power, their sovereignty. Knowing that only goodness can come from everyone remembering who they truly are. Yeah, and just like going with the shifts, going with the flow. Beautiful. Okay. That feels complete for today. I'm sending you all so much love. Happy day 7. If any of those affirmations resonated with you, I can say, like, you can rewind, go back, take some screenshots, write them down, work with them throughout your day or night whenever you're watching this, because I think now these are going to start airing later in the afternoons. I had wanted to do them in the mornings, but you know, it's not what's happening. So I'm going with it. But I'm sending you all so much love. Do what you know to do is right. Let's get one. Ooh, I look in the mirror and say to myself, I deserve all good. I deserve to be prosperous. I deserve joy. I deserve love. So always coming back and recommitting to that, regardless of what's going on outside you, regardless of what you did or didn't do. Recommitting to that love you deserve, recommitting to the divine, your path. That is the practice. And that is a way to anchor in your inner sovereignty, family. Okay. So much love, so much appreciation. Until next video. Bye.